Is everybody ready? Yeah! All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one, two.
Let's get it on. We are back with the Get Sunday Covered podcast. It's your boy, your commissioner, a touchdown there. My name is Cody, joined as always by my good friend Brandon, Mr. Tiggle Gritties. We
What's
are a
goody?
day late and $1 short, my friend, just like my fantasy team.
Seriously.
What
Rough
a
one
week,
this week,
man.
eh?
What a week. Yeah, it sucked a little bit. How are you doing though? You had a good one? Feeling all
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty damn good right now.
Yeah, I friggin' bet you are. You got
Sitting
some good
top of the
stuff
league,
rolling
baby.
there. Yeah, it's about time you got up there, I suppose. But thank you, everybody, for joining us one more time for another episode of the Get Sunday Covered podcast. We're going to be talking about the same Kings as usual. We got the weekly recap. We're going to preview week 10 also. May or may not have some Brandon's bets. But guys, don't forget, this week is a big week. We've got the trade deadline coming up. So we're going to touch on that a little bit as well. So I think it's going to be an exciting one, man.
I agree, man. Second round of division games.
That's right. That's right. I forgot. We're coming back around. We're going to do the rematches a little bit, huh? That means you and me get another chance to throw down.
Yes, sir.
I got to be honest. I'm a little less confident than I was last time, but I'm still going to bring it to you.
Yeah, I think everyone should be shaking in their boots.
Well, here's the thing. Like we thought we had it figured out, man, but there's been some shakeups going on. There's been some shakeups. I know you're feeling confident, but I gotta imagine there's, myself included, there's some question marks flying around.
Yeah, I definitely think the second round is going to be quite interesting.
Well, I don't know how interested I am in seeing how this goes down. I hope you just take L after L, if I'm being honest.
I hope
Well, let's get it.
I'm not on that end.
Yeah, well, you better hope. Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to touch on that a little bit. You got a spicy little upgrade. So, but
Spicy a
all
little
good.
bit.
We're gonna jump into that. Like I said, we're gonna recap everything. But before we get into recapping and previewing and stuff, I did have a quick question for you this week. I don't know if you're prepared for it or not, but I'm curious to know if you had the opportunity to be any professional athlete. I don't care if it's football or basketball or hockey or whatever it is. If you could be any professional athlete for one day, who would it be?
Dude, like, does it have to be active?
I wasn't prepared for a follow-up question, so let's say no, it does not have to be active.
All right.
At least like they at least need to be alive, right? Like I'm saying, like if you could switch tomorrow to be a professional athlete, who would it be?
I mean, it'd be pretty sick to be like Nate McKinnon or Connor McDavid just doing crazy ass shit on the ice. But then I go back into like the past and it'd be pretty sick to be like Tom Brady playing in the Super Bowl or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Like that
Hell
would
yeah.
be fucking wicked.
But you add more value to like the actual like athletic side of it. So you'd rather like enjoy being like that skilled of a hockey player rather than like, let's say, if you could be like Antonio Brown and just like you know what I mean? Like have all the money you wanted and just go out and just be like complete fuckery day in and day out.
Go be Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett and start slinging helmets.
I mean, like, see, there was this video floating around of Antonio Brown the other day. I don't know. Did you see it? He was on the golf course and just like acting a damn fool. Did you see this? He's
No,
literally
I
in like
missed
this.
this.
It's crazy. He's in this like matching. I don't even know what to call it. Like, looks like a damn romper with these like mud boots on, and he's just like slinging the golf club around. And I'm like, sure, clearly CTE is an obvious thing for this poor guy, but he's also just living his best damn life. So I think about that a little bit.
Yeah. Go be Oscar De La Hoya and do a shit ton of cocaine.
I mean, I feel like you could name a couple of professional athletes that are on that level. I don't know,
Like,
man. Sometimes I feel like Conor
fuck.
McGregor would be pretty sick to just live a day in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like know that where you live, you're hands down probably the baddest motherfucker there is in all of the land, as they would say.
Facts.
But
I mean, what would you pick?
I kind of go with you. Like I think about in a sense if they were like in their prime, some athletes that I would love to live a day in their life. Like Allen Iverson's one of my favorite athletes ever. He was my favorite basketball player growing up and stuff like that. Like to be in his shoes for a day might have been pretty sick, but like if we're talking currently, man, I don't know. Maybe Joe Burrow.
Joe
I think a
Shiesty?
day yeah, dude, like Joe Cool, like Joey B. It's probably he
CMC?
oh dude, CMC. Like he's got it going on for sure. He just got engaged. Him and his fiance is so fine. Like he's the man. And I gotta love him because I love watching his dad play and like he's a Colorado native. So like CMC is a good choice for sure.
Facts. I grew up in high school with him a little bit, and we would meet at track meets. And I was a pole
So like
vaulter.
you've met CMC.
I he used to hang out the he used to hang out at the pole vault pit with me while we were jumping, and it was just always so much fun to be able
That's so
to
rad.
interact with him there and like just hang out and not have anything crazy happen.
I didn't know
It was
that.
just
That's so
casual
crazy.
conversation.
That's so crazy. Like maybe that's another future question. Like who's the most famous person you've ever met?
I played against
Because
Joe
CMC
Sackick's
like
kid,
is up there.
Timu
You
Solani's,
did?
Brad Mays, who
Stop,
or Claude Lemieux. Like I played against all those kids. Brendan Lemieux's in the NHL right now.
dude. That's crazy.
I played with Brandon Carlo.
That's so crazy, man. Like it's wild to think like 6 degrees of separation. You know what I mean? Like that's a real thing.
Seriously.
Well, yeah. Let us know what you guys think. Who would you be for a day if you could choose? I feel like there's probably a pretty high bar there for athletes.
There's
LeBron,
gonna be
that'd be
some good
crazy.
answers too.
Yeah, like you can't really go wrong. You know what I mean? Like any professional athlete's life is low-key gonna
Pretty
be like,
glorious.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'd take that. We talked about it in the interview with Steph, and like I'd be the backup kicker for any team, to be honest with you. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's jump into the weekly recap for Week 9. A lot of upsets, a lot of crazy games, a lot of stuff that I'm not super happy to talk about. So let's just get it over with. Rip that band-aid off.
Too funny. You just do not want to jump into it.
I really don't, man. I really don't.
Heartbreak.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, let's start with the first matchup. It was myself, Tig Old Gritties, taking on Revenge of the Aints. Came down to Monday Night Football, Eckler, and to be honest, man, that first quarter worried me.
Hey, listen, it had the potential to be an upset. It really did. Um, I know Seven mentioned it too. It was possible for Eckler. That was a rough game for the Chargers in general.
Defense
But
stepped up
Eckler,
huge.
yeah, he looks good, man. And against that Jets D, I think he's going to continue to look good. So I'm excited to see um, what he can do for Seven's team. But you pulled it out still. Your team looked pretty good.
Yeah, threw up another 120 plus. Can't be disappointed with having a couple guys on the bench. Uh, ETN, St. Brown, and Kittle. I'm more than happy with throwing up 120 and getting a dub.
Yeah, man. Another rough week for the Dallas D, but they've got a pretty glorious schedule moving forward. So this was a valiant
To
effort.
be honest, I worry about them going into weeks 14 through 16.
Yeah, playoff time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And to be fair, that's why I've held on to the Pit D because they have
gotcha.
a little bit more favorable New England, Indy, Cincinnati, and Seattle. That's why I've held on to them. I kind of looked at that and I'm glad I picked them up, but it's gonna be tough those weeks when it comes to D's.
I'm looking at Revenge of the Aints here. This was a pretty valiant effort from him. It was interesting to see him play both Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. That has paid off in the last couple of weeks, but I really do think Jonathan Taylor is taking over like the lion's share of that backfield. So that may have cost him a little bit, but really, I think in the weeks coming up, this team's going to be, he's going to be pushing up there in the East and really also, bidding for a playoff spot, honestly. And this is he picked up Trey McBride. Marquise Brown is going to get Kyler back. The Buffalo defense, I think they've got a decent schedule moving forward also. So I think he's in good shape, and I think he puts together a couple of wins. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the playoffs, to be honest with you.
I completely agree. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things play out down the line, but I definitely think he'll be in playoff contention. No worries.
Yeah,
He's gonna be like that
no,
5 or 6 seed.
yeah, and it's cool to see too because it's getting closer. You know what I mean? And not just in the East Division, it's getting close in the West Division too. We're going to touch on the rest of these matchups, obviously, and break that down. But I was looking at the stats, and only 2 games separate the three-way tie for first place and eighth place in the league. So we talk about we've got 5 weeks left, dude. Literally anything can happen. You know,
100%. Yeah, anything's possible. And yeah, I mean, it's fantasy. You got to have a little bit of luck on your side.
yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into mine and talk about how much luck I don't have.
I'll be honest. I thought you had this in the bag.
I'll be honest, and I thought that I should have had it in the bag. But this was, you know what? It's hats off to Joe, man. Hot Shop Time Machine. He's been making the moves, and he has not given up on this. He's put together a solid lineup week in and week out, and um, it paid off for him. Gus Edwards, huge game for him. Joe Burrow showing out. That was a great game also. In the end, it came down to the Monday night, much like yours. And I know that much the same for a lot of other people. Justin Herbert, man, he cost me a couple of leagues this week. Honestly, I coming into this night, I needed just over 9 points for the win, and
Yeah.
couldn't get it done. So
Yeah, you were
not
literally
super stoked, but
3 points short.
Yeah.
Rough.
I mean, if
Rough.
one of those Eckler touchdowns could have been a pass, come on, man.
There's your win.
And what sucked too is I was watching that game and he got, I don't know, I think it was a run or something like that, and it got him 2 points, which brought me even closer. So I had that little bit of hope, and then he fumbled it, which lost him 2 points right away. And I'm like, God damn, dude, this can't be happening right now. Like, you and I were texting back and forth. I was texting back and forth with Joe. It's like, this cannot be happening.
Well, after I texted you and I basically said like, "You good, bro?" And I'm pretty sure you're beyond pissed right now, and I didn't get a response.
I was not good. I've
I was like,
I've
he's
been good and I've been bad,
pissed.
and I will tell you that I was not good.
Yeah. Can't be much
Especially
worse than a
because
point
you know,
one
like I'm watching your
heartbreak.
game and I'm watching Ryan's game. Like, come on, dude. Like, I need it. I need the wins right now. Like, this is clutch time, especially going back into division games.
Yeah, that was a one win you wish you could have. Would have helped you tremendously. Tremendously. Jeez, bro. I got this echo and it's killing me.
Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like you got something messing up your vocals. Did you get a new piece of equipment there, or what's up with that?
I may or may not, I may or may not have a mic, but I don't have the settings set up to where I can have my camera working and listen to you without using my phone. So that is on my agenda for this next week. So I'll probably just the rest of the show be unplugging my headphone. So just take a second to reply so I can actually hear you.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah, for those of you guys listening, these are some of those things that we're going to be looking to improve on and, you know, expand on in the coming weeks, in the coming months, and, you know, just moving forward with this podcast and with the league. We are learning as we go. We just want to make sure that we get this content out to you guys. So we appreciate you sticking with us and, you know, still tuning in to listen again. But
We're
just to
making
get back
upgrades
into
one
it.
at a time.
Exactly. So, for this game, man, I got to be honest. I'm pretty bummed about it, but also, you know, it's that time of year where if you're not putting together your best lineup, like, it's going to be a tough to win these tight games. So I just got to make sure I do a little bit better. And Joe, good for you, man. I hope you come in strong in that East Division and make a push for it. So.
Agreed.
Oh, here's the other thing. I forgot to mention this. Dallas Goedert, broken arm.
Yeah.
Panicked about the tight end position, man. I'm not gonna lie. I got Kyle Pitts on the bench, and I'm trying to make a move, but I'm also anxious and nervous and scared to make that move. So
Well, in
we'll
another
see.
league, you made me an offer for Dalton Kincaid
Which you didn't respond to.
because I'm not getting rid of him.
I didn't think you were, but it was worth a shot.
It's fair. Jump into our next matchup. Emilio's Army, Cortland Slutton. Man, Cortland Slutton laid it down
What a
this week.
game. CJ Stroud, my guy.
Stroud, take Dell. That stack was huge.
Look, this was, you know, something that was put into the works a couple of weeks ago, and yes, it took some time for this to come to fruition, but god damn, did it pay off. This was huge for him. You know, it doesn't help that Emilia's Army had you know, kind of a throwaway game for Tua, but boy, like I'm betting Cortland Sutton's rolling with CJ Stroud from here out because this dude is him. He is for real.
Baller.
What sucks though is like obviously everybody's talking about it. You know, we all listen to the other podcasts and stuff. Like Bijan Robinson, man, what are you supposed to do? Like with that draft capital, you can't bench him.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, what do you do? Exactly. It's worrisome.
I mean, he picked up Fournette. He's got you know, he's got Jameson Williams, but like you can't bench Bijan.
You can't.
So
I mean, you really
that's one of those
can't.
things you're just gonna have to ride it out, I guess. But
Yeah,
he pulled himself back within well,
striking
2
distance.
games of first place. But yeah, I mean, like we said, there's 5 weeks left. I mean, this turnaround could be no problem for this team.
Yeah, all division games too.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
non-division.
making me nervous. Making me nervous for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be anxious.
On the flip side, for Amelia's Army, a lot to be said about this team. There's, you know, been a lot that has happened, you know, within the group chat and within,
The
you know,
last day.
GSC outside of this podcast to suggest that he's maybe thinking more about next year. And I don't necessarily think that this lineup that he put together suggests that. However, it kind of is what it is for him. Good call on him playing the Raiders defense, which was his second to third highest scoring player on his roster,
Third.
which is, you know, yeah, that's huge for him. But really the rest of his team just kind of phoned it in. At this point, I don't want to necessarily speak for this player, but I think we know where it's at, you know? So
Right.
it would be my opinion that he is basically playing to not be a king shit. He doesn't want to finish last, which is where he's at right now.
Yep.
Um,
Jump into this next matchup. Bench don't kill my vibe. Steeler virginity.
Oof, that's another tough one
She finally laid it down.
in a big way too.
Huge.
Yeah, yeah. I know she's carrying right now 3 quarterbacks on her roster. And in this last week, I was also a victim of playing Will Levis in a couple of leagues, and it really let me down. But she got lucky playing against Lamar Jackson on the opposite side for Steeler virginity, where, you know, they both put up not, you know, 9.5. But Aaron Jones finally showed up. AJ
Yeah.
Brown always consistent. Devonta Smith, decent game, 3 for
Big
351 and a touchdown. But Fergie showed out. Nico showed out. And then this is another one that came down to Monday night, and I was texting with Steeler virginity, and I think he was up going into Monday, and the Chargers defense, dude, like Zach Wilson basically wrapped up an L for Steeler virginity, sealed it with a kiss, and sent it his way express, like overnight. You can have this, and it screwed him big time. That was the difference maker in this.
Yeah, it looked like he had about a 15 point lead going into Monday night, and then yeah.
That's gutting, dude. Like that's disgusting. I hate that. Like the highest scoring defense of the week, and that's what costs you your game. That's rough.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I mean, we've talked about it, bench don't kill my vibe. She knows what she's doing. She's a two-time champ. There is a method to her madness. And, 3-6 after this week, she's got, if she wants to make it in, she has to win out, period.
She gave herself a chance, though.
Exactly. And, much like myself, Steeler Virginity is kind of in the same position that I am. Like, that's a tough loss, like 2 games that I feel like both of us should have had, and now you and Ryan have taken a step ahead. So
Right.
that's what's kind of crazy about some of these matchups is like, dude, anything can change, and we're getting to that point now where like every win matters.
Yeah, and 100%. And the big thing here is, you had Ryan lose this week, so you could have gained a game back on him, and to see your team fall short, that's where it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And going into that, Draxum's Clowns, one great taste.
Bounce back.
Drax bounce
Now,
back.
was this a bounce back for Drax, or was this kind of like a one great taste came up short? Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, mix of both.
Yeah, I mean,
Kelsey Mahomes
Drax put
stack
together.
that fell short.
Yeah,
That's what
big
killed
time.
him.
Big time. But I mean, to Drax's credit, he, the plug and play with Dak Prescott worked out just fine. Fell short with his running backs. I think that's concerning moving forward for him. Deontay came back. Keenan, he's always going to get you that baseline. But yeah, both of these games, like for both Drax and One Great Taste, these games just kept it super close for both divisions. Like
Right.
this had an opportunity to go the complete opposite direction, where Ryan could have gone 7-2, Drax could have gone 5-4, and we're talking about a completely different playoff picture here.
Yeah, 100%.
So
It just really shook up the standings a little bit.
yeah. But this is fantasy, and this is why we love it. So the next couple of weeks are going to be super interesting to take a look at.
So speaking of standings, let's take a glance here at the standings. Right now, looking at the West Division, you got myself, Tiggle Gritties in the 1 spot, 1 overall as well, just based off points 4. One Great Taste, number 2, you number 3, Steeler Virginity 4, Cortland Slutton 5. 2 games separate our whole division right here. Going to be very curious to see what proceeds going into division round 2.
Yeah, that's the scary part is we know that all of these teams have the potential to win against anybody every week. And that's why like it makes me scared, you know what I mean? Because at this point, if you don't put together your best lineup, you're in trouble,
Right. Then looking at the
But
leagues, you got Drax in first at 6-3 with 2 games up on Revenge of the Aints in second, Hot Chub Time Machine in third, Bench Don't Kill My Vibe in fourth, and then Amelia's Army sitting dead last in the league, 2-7.
Yeah, I feel like both of these divisions are, like we talked about it, they're super close. And I'm honestly, you know, just looking at week 9, how some of these things went down, anything is really possible still at this point. I don't think it's too far-fetched that we could see a huge shakeup. I think Cortland Sutton is still very much in it, and I also think that Bench Don't Kill My Vibe is still very much in it. Amelia's Army maybe 1 week too late here, but I don't know. I guess I would have to realistically do the math on that, but
Yeah, I
it's going to
mean,
be
just
tight.
looking at the playoff picture right now, you have myself and Drax with buys, and then 7, Revenge of the Aints is the only other person from that East Division in playoffs. Because then it's you, Jordan, and Ryan from the West.
Yeah, this week 10 is going to tell a lot for what's going to happen for the rest of the season.
100%. So let's just talk about some moves that were made in the last week. I'm gonna jump up here first to the waiver wire. Let's just kind of go through the waiver wire. Why don't you just kind of kick us off here with what was done done a week ago on the waiver wire?
Sure. Yeah. The waiver wire has been crazy this year. And if you guys didn't get a chance to catch Stefan's interview, like he talked about it, everybody is getting pretty wise for what they have to do in order to score these players off the waiver wire. So if you just give me a second to roll up here and look at this. We've had some pretty crazy waiver wire ads and then also some trades too, which we will also get into.
Right. While you're pulling in up, just kind of give me a signal when you're ready, since I'm going to take out my headphone, but I'll get us started. Waiver wire pickups last week. Hot Tub Time Machine picking up Dotson, Revenge of the Aints picking up McBride. Also Cooks, Drax picking up Dak, Steeler Virginity picking up the Saints D, One Great Taste picking up the Patriots D, Hot Tub Time Machine picking up Jacksonville's D, and then Revenge of the Aints also picking up AJ Dillon.
Yeah, the big one that stands out to me here is Drax picking up Dak Prescott. I think, in my opinion, and obviously based off of some of the research that I've done, some of the things that I listen to, like Dak has a lot of value moving forward. So whether he plays him over Fields or he doesn't, I think he's set with that. And we talked about that earlier in the years. If Drax, upgrades his quarterback, we could all be in trouble. This could be that move that he needed to make in order to make that happen. Most of the rest of these on here, I think, are
They're okay moves.
how do I say this? Yeah, how do I say this the best way? That they're just like maintenance moves, basically. The Trey McBride pickup for Revenge of the Aints, I think, was a decent one, but most of these don't stand out like too crazy. I think we're getting to the point in the season where it's more of making sure that you have the best player on your roster rather than what do you need on your roster. Does that make sense? Like,
Right.
you're essentially not necessarily plugging and playing, but keeping players away from other teams that could use that,
Yeah.
I guess.
One thing that's kind of funny off of the trades over the last week was this trade that was pending for one great taste to give his whole team to Cortland Slide.
That was hilarious. So I actually got a little bit more info about how that went down, and it's pretty funny. And I would love to have both of them on here to kind of talk about how that went down. But long and the short, it was essentially a joke. But we're looking at a 2025 11th round pick for basically the whole roster, right? So obviously, even if this was legitimate between the two of them, this would not have happened. That's not going to go down.
Yeah,
But it was pretty funny to see come across.
completely agree.
But we did have a couple of trades just even today and yesterday that were pretty interesting. Let's start with another one.
I lost you. Your audio's out.
Doing what Ryan always does. He's clearly dominant.
Cody, your audio cut out.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay. Ryan is quietly dominating. He's making moves for Devonta Adams. They made some shifts there in Las Vegas. He gave up Jerry Jeudy for Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jahmyr Gibbs for Devonta Adams. I don't see a ton wrong with this. I think it's, with Devon A-Chain coming back, he doesn't need Gibbs. So
You mean Montgomery?
no, I mean
Oh,
Gibbs.
I guess I see what you mean. Yeah. Another one that went down. This was a trade that I had happen. I managed to pick up Stephon Diggs and a 11th round pick, and I gave up Mike Evans and a 9th round pick next year with Amelia's Army.
Yeah. Not super stoked about it.
My team just gets better.
And better and better and better. Seems like more evidence that Amelia's Army is investing into next year. Not a horrible addition. He gets Evans and a 9th round, but man, your team is scary now.
I texted you and I had said I put all my marbles in on this year.
You definitely did. Like, that is no joke. Oh, should we jump in and preview week 10?
Let's do it. Week 10. It's a big one. Division
Yes.
matchups start up again.
How did we do with our picks last week?
Rough. You went 1-4 on the season. You're 19-16. Jesus. I went 2-3, and I'm 21-14 on the year.
Jeez.
So I
That's
picked up
works
one
a
more
lot.
game on you. One more game on you.
Well, week 10, we've got 4 teams on bye. A lot of big names too. Chiefs, Dolphins, Rams, Eagles, which means The Kelsey Mahomes stack is out. Tyreek is out. Mostert out. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Cooper Kupp. A lot of big names out this week. So here's where your management comes into play. It's going to be interesting. I think let's jump into yours first if you want. You're taking on Ryan. Battle for first place in the West.
Yeah, battle for first place, and I managed to play him the second round of division games, and I don't have to play that Mahomes Kelsey stack. I am a little bit more confident. Granted, I don't have Hurts or Swift this week, but I'm feeling pretty damn good, to be honest.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Ryan has in store for the plug and play when it comes to Mahomes and Kelsey, because he has, to my knowledge, yet to make a move. And we are, like I said, we're a day late and a dollar short on this podcast. Right now, it is Wednesday evening, so not a lot of time for him to change this. I think you're looking good, buddy.
Sounds like we're both taking me.
I think I will. Yeah, it's going to be, there's slim pickings for him. So I think I will, considering you just picked up Stephon Diggs.
That too.
Yeah,
Jump into our next matchup here. Steeler Virginity, Cortland Sutton. Close matchup in predictions.
I think it's going to be good. I think this game's going to be really good. Lamar Jackson continues to let down Steeler Virginity. CJ Stroud coming off a record-breaking performance for a rookie quarterback. I'm excited, dude. Like, this is, projections have it 114, 113. I think that's pretty accurate, but honestly, I think it could go either way. I don't know who I'm taking here, to be honest with you. What are you thinking on this one?
I myself, I'm taking Cortland Sutton.
Well, I mean, I would love that. Just to help out the standings a little bit.
Shake up
But I
the
don't
West
know
some
if I
more.
can. I don't know if I can. I think just to hopefully get a game back on you, I'll take Steeler Virginity in this one. I don't even know how to justify it either. You know what I mean? But I think Najee's going to have a good game, as much as I hate to admit it. Lamar Jackson against Cleveland, it's going to be tough. But I also think Cincinnati's going to humble CJ Stroud a little bit. So it's hard to say. I think these projections are pretty accurate, and I'll take Steeler Virginity.
Okay. Next one we got here. Battle of the Cousins. Touchdown there. Bench don't kill my vibe.
Yeah.
This one's pretty easy for me.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, she's been making moves. She continues to make moves. Whether we agree with them or we don't, she just shit on Steeler Virginity last week. So I can't tell you that I'm 100% confident.
Yeah, but the thing is here, you don't have that double stack to worry about of AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
Yes, but I'm also down Tyreek Hill.
Fair, but
obviously, you know, we always say it, I'm going to bet on myself, but like, we'll see. Like, once she puts together a whole roster, like at this point, I don't trust my roster a whole ton. Like, I put together the best roster I could, and I'm still projected less than 110. That's
Yeah.
not good. That's not going to beat the Brandons and the Ryans of this league.
Yeah.
So
fair.
I don't know. Like, I'll vote for the dub here, but I think it's going to be ugly.
That's
And
fair.
who's she going to pick up to replace 1, 2, 3?
3 spots.
Like big spots too. Like looking at her bench, Josh Downs is hurt. Roshan is shit, and then she's got Gardner Minshew and Jordan Love. Like, come on.
Gonna have to make some moves.
Or don't and just hand me a W because I need it. Thank you. I love you. You know what I mean? Like, I could use it, cousin. Come on now.
Yeah, but there's a bylaw within the league that says you can't not play 3 players.
Yes, that is
Gotta
correct.
set a roster.
That is correct. Well, yeah. Fuck.
Your own bylaws are gonna screw you here.
I think they're important, and this is for the greater good of everyone. Move along. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm voting for myself.
All right. Amelia's Army, Draxum Scouts. This is another easy one for me.
Yeah, I agree, but the projections have it closer than I anticipated.
He still has
Again, these
digs.
projections right now that it has Diggs in his projections. However, I'm looking at some of this on Drax, and we mentioned it. I think Dak's got a good schedule. Christian McCaffrey's always great. James Cook, this could be interesting. Getting Fournette back in the lineup. I don't know that I trust Deontay against Green Bay. After watching Justin Herbert, I'm scared for Keenan Allen. Like, he's probably still going to get you a decent baseline, but I could see Amelia's Army keeping this close. Especially, he's got the Vegas defense again against the Jets. Like, Zach Wilson, how does he still have a job, dude? The Jets are horrible. The offense is horrible.
Go pick up Kaepernick.
Stop it. Stop it. No. We'll pick up Tebow before that.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, they could have gotten Carson Wentz, but he just got signed to the Rams. So
And that's a good point.
what does that say about Matt Stafford? It's concerning, is it not?
Definitely.
So Cooper Cup, Puka, all of that, like, that's why are you picking up Carson Wentz?
Yeah. I mean, could have had Baker if you kept him. He's not been doing bad.
I love Baker, dude. I'm a big Baker fan. I always have been. Like,
Yeah, I like Baker a lot.
I wish he wouldn't have gone to the Rams or to the Browns, I mean.
To the Bucks. Oh, when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's working out with the Bucks pretty well.
Yeah, it's looking good. Maybe that
Right.
has something to say with Mike Evans going to Amelia's Army. Like, maybe it might not be that bad after all.
We'll see.
We
Last
shall see.
matchup, Hot Chub Time Machine, Revenge of the Aints.
Ooh,
mean-
the Battle of Texas.
This is also the battle for what I say is the last playoff spot.
You think so? I could
I
see
mean,
it.
both these teams are 4-5 right now. And looking at standings, one's in and one's not.
Yeah.
This has some huge implications. on it.
Yeah. I gotta be honest. I really love what Hot Tub Time Machine has done with their lineup. Obviously, picking up Joe Burrow a couple of weeks ago was huge. That's paying off, and I think it's going to continue to pay off. However, on the flip side of that, I'm concerned about Barkley and that Giants offense. That's he's all they've got, and if the defensive coordinator for whoever they're playing this week, being Dallas, has any idea how to stop this team, it stops Saquon Barkley because that's all they got.
Well, look at
So
week 1, 40-0, right?
yeah, that was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. That's what I mean. Like Barkley, Hubbard, stack for their backfield, rough. I do think he may be onto something with Devontae Adams. Like I think they'll get it figured out. Taysom Hill, not bad. I think he's about as up and down as any player in the league. Like he's like the Gabe Davis of tight ends, you know?
Yeah. Hit or miss.
Um, but if I look at Revenge of the Aints, Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Amari Cooper, like Marquise Brown with Kyler now.
Yeah.
I'll take Revenge of the Aints in this all day.
That's where I'm at as well.
Well,
I'm in the same
it's
boat
gonna
with
be
you there.
it's gonna be interesting, for sure. And as we're recording this, we still have some time for some more trades to take place. So we'll see if that happens. I do know that it's going to be a very exciting week. I'm not super stoked for Thursday night football, to be honest with you. I may not even watch it, but um, we've got less than 24 hours at this point for that to get underway. So I'm excited to see what week 10 has in store for GSC. And this is, I really think, is going to kind of pave the path for what the playoffs are going to look like.
Yeah, I honestly agree.
All right, let's move it on then. Brandon, you got any Brandon's bets for us this week?
You know, I got one here. I just put this together just now. Shit, you know. I'm on here. Let's dive in. Why not? Let's have some fun. All right.
Send
Brandon's
it.
bets this week. I'm going Bears money line, Patriots money line, Ravens money line, Bengals money line, Vikings money line, Bucks money line, Lions money line, Cowboys money line, Seahawks money line, Bills money line. 10 picks plus 7,621. $10 turns into 772.
Hell yeah, I like it.
I'll have a Thursday night, but I got to put it together. And today was a crazy day. Didn't really have the time. Not really. I'll have a player prop one here shortly.
Yeah, just drop it in the comments, put it on the socials, man. It'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Speaking of guys getting those picks and stuff in there, don't forget our pick'ems are open for week 10. If we want to take a second, just real quick before we wrap this up, we'll look at our pick'ems as they stand. Obviously, Jordan, Ryan, Stefan, you guys don't really want to play too much. So we'll look at the rest of everybody else right now. First place, Brandon. Is that true? Is that true?
So it's a
Fake
tie
news.
with me and
Fake
7.
news.
We got
Yeah.
the same record here.
Yeah.
Just a point
So
differential.
Brandon, 7. Third place, Seamus. Well done, my friend. Myself in 4th. Joe.
Actually,
5th.
you got that backwards. 3rd is you. Joe's in 4th. 5th is Seamus.
For those of you guys that are watching, he's actively updating the pick'ems chart right now. So
Sorry. I didn't
he's
really get a
definitely not in
full
first.
update on this week.
He's not doing his job. The creative director is failing us already.
I didn't update the rankings. Everything else has been updated.
You're
Calm your
good, man.
tits.
You are good. No, we appreciate you. And so forget, since we do have a handful of people that are still invested in the pick'ems, there is going to be something fun for the winner this year, unless it's Brandon, then he can go fuck himself. But yeah, thank
Don't
you
be a
guys
bitch.
so much. This has been another good episode. Brandon, you got anything else for us, my guy?
You know, not really. Just go check out Draxum Sklount's interview if you haven't already. Go watch that. It's at the
That's
end
a
of this
good one.
video. All you have to do is click that little icon in the top right corner that says special guest Draxum Sklount. Watch that video. Drop a comment. Leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already.
Yeah, it's a good one. I had fun with that interview. And hopefully, if you guys are interested, let's do some more. Get on here. Give us your opinion. Talk some shit. That's what this is for. We love you guys. It's been an interesting week. We got some fun games coming up. So stay competitive. Guess we'll see you maybe this weekend, maybe next Wednesday.
Maybe. We got some fun things in the work. So I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Should we give them the info now?
You know what? Let's put it in the next video.
Okay. Make sure you watch the next one. Watch next week's pod.
Completely.
Some people are aware. Some aren't. Guess you'll have to wait 1 week.
Stefan was right. This really is like a reality TV show for us.
Dude, if we all lived in the same area, we could literally have a reality TV show with the drama that has ensued this season.
Hey, honestly, we should. The Real House Husbands of fantasy football.
Oh, that would be so good. Oh.
Be easy, you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We will talk to you again in another week.
Be sure to always hit us up to get your Sundays covered. See you guys.